Hey guys, Travis here on week 10 of the LCS Super Week. We're about to close out, and you know what? I'm with NickWu. This is day one. He just won two games pretty much in a row. So let's talk a little bit about that. Why did you guys think, or why do you guys think that you did so well these past two games? Did you just have a lot of practice going in this week, or did you outpick him? What was the deal?
We both had a lot of practice this week, and we also just thought about comps or how the game would just go. So before the game, we just talked about Scar. First of all, in Dignitas, we talked about Scar, and we thought he had a limited champion pool, and we were playing Gragas. And then you saw we banned out his characters. We took Gragas, and then he had defaulted to TF, which not a lot of people have seen him play. Right. And then, not to knock on it, I'm sure he's good. I'm sure he played well. But then we just we took the game from there. In terms of GG, we did the same thing. Ban Twitch, pick Caitlyn, deny match me of his most proficient ADs, and then he played Urgot, and then it was kind of, we kind of just rolled them from there. So that was that. And also just practice in general with Prolly has been more rigorous, and it's been more serious. So we've been getting better from there.
Yeah, so that let's talk a little bit about that. I know that I've heard that it seems like Prolly has sort of come in and he's almost been like a breath of fresh air to the team. What is he sort of doing behind the scenes? Like we see his innovative play in each of the games that you guys are using, but what's going on like back at the Cole house or Cole apartments?
Back at the apartments, we just when we play, Prolly is much more of a bigger voice than, let's say, not to knock on Chupa or anything, but he has a bigger voice, and he'll voice his opinion more often, and he'll be a little bit more stubborn about certain things, right? But then the point is that he gets it across, and then in terms of like practice, he's the one that really cracks the whip on practice. So since him being there has made us practice more and made us think more about how we're actually playing the game, and that's really what made us gotten better.
So we were just talking a little bit before this, and complexity is kind of in a weird situation right now because even if you guys win all five of the games this week, there's no guarantee you'll get into that really kind of nice sixth spot. And in fact, other teams have to lose theirs in order for that to occur. So what is your guys' mentality sort of going into this? Are you just trying to get seventh, or what's the deal?
Um, Preferably, obviously, seventh or sixth. Sixth would obviously be the greatest, but preferably just seventh is fine, so we could play one of the weaker amateur teams. And that's really just the plan overall. Of course, we're just going to try to win all of our games and hope for the best. Yeah.
So you ended up with Kazakhs. That seemed to go pretty well. What were you thinking whenever you were going through that game? Like, were you just super happy when you got the Kazakhs, or what? Did it just work out for you? What happened there?
I always love playing Kazakhs, but I never played the Kazakhs versus Riven matchup, so that's why they made me go mid versus TF, because then everybody was saying that Riven was just gonna just poop all over me, right? And I had no idea that was the matchup, and so that kind of blindsided us. But luckily, I got to go mid against TF, which is kind of an easy lane. I could farm it up and stuff, and then I eventually killed him when I went back up top. So I actually didn't get to see how bad the matchup was. I'm sure he just misplayed it or something like that. But yeah, I'm always glad when I get to play something I like. We were actually going to play it the first game, but then it got banned. And then, Jace is Jace is one of my backups. So yeah, I always do best when I play on something that is just most familiar and I feel most comfortable with. If they try to make me play like Renekton, I'm probably going to do even like pretty shitty because I just don't like the character. Yeah, and that really affects my gameplay. I'm not sure about everybody else.
Yeah, sort of following up on that, it's been really interesting, I think, for LCS viewers to see you grow throughout the past 10 weeks. Now we're on week 10, towards the end of this mid-season break, right before the mid-season break. Oh, in the beginning, it seemed like you had this sort of limited champion pool. Now we've seen you come out as one of the more dominant, strong top laners and much more versatile. What's it been like for you just over the past 10 weeks? Like, what have you been working on a lot? Like, what's it been like for you just sort of growing as a player in the LCS?
It's been great because I do feel like it's always great when you feel actual progress. And so even before the LCS, I was only proficient on like really just Zed and Jace, right? And then I had dabbled in Shen because I needed to play some sort of tank, right? Because I just needed something because we didn't play well with just having Assassin all the time, right? So I eventually learned Shen, and I learned to actually like him because normally I was just playing Assassins. And then from there, we had expanded to Ka. And there's other stuff we had tried Victor, which I'd already played him a lot before, but we messed it up. Might or might not pull it out. But it's always great that I could see my progress, and just not even just my champions, but my knowledge of the game is expanding, and when not to do things is getting better. And what I would need to work on most, and I say what a lot of people should work on most, is knowing your matchups. Because I did not know the Kazakhs versus River matchup, and I ended up killing him because I think it was a fluke. I think he just played it wrong. So knowing your matchups is really probably what separate like a good from a great top laner.
So I always like to save the extremely serious, very important questions for the very end of an interview. But sort of on my show, Who's League, we have a mutual friend named Katana Mordecai. She's on sometimes, and she obviously works for Dignitas, very big Dignitas fan, but also a huge Complexity fan. So every time you guys play each other, it's very hard for her personally. I understand.
She has an internal struggle, doesn't she?
Yeah, very internal. So now you've sort of ended. It's week 10, and you've shown that you guys are the better team over Dignitas with that win. So how does it feel just to sort of make sure that she knows which team she should be a fan of?
I mean, she should have already known that complexity was the one, But I mean, now that she definitively knows, it feels good. It feels great, No, we have that one fan that will always love you. So that feels fantastic. Shout outs to Katana Mordecai.
So wrapping up the interview, you have any shout outs and plugs besides Katana Mordecai that you want to throw out there?
Yeah, shout outs to my sponsors PNY Origin, New Egg, Creative, Sound Blaster, and Twitch. And also shout outs to just Team Aaron Clark, my brother. Shout outs to my team, friends back at home, and my LAN center, Dream Lab, where I became a pro.
Very good. Well, hey, congratulations on your wins today. Looking forward to seeing what you guys can do throughout the rest of Super Week. For everyone, this is Travis on the first day of Week 10 of the LCS. You can check out the rest of our coverage at GameSpot.com/LCS.